Sairam everybody, welcome to Win's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make savoury pancakes, a spinach and onion flavour, and it's just like a pakora mix with the besan, gram flour made from split peas, and a bowl to mix the besan separately, and a pan to stir deep enough to stir well, so all the ingredients are mixed. So ingredients are mainly spinach, onions chopped up in the blender, and spinach to be blended as well, and salt, and half a teaspoonful of soda bicarb, and 2 fresh green chili which I already chopped up and ready, and I made a chutney, fresh tomato chutney with the seasoning with the fresh coriander ready for you. First thing I'm going to do is to chop up some onions on this chopping board here, and I'm going to make between 12 to 15 pancakes for my family. And just chop top, bottom, slice in half, cut away the outer skin. So we come to the clean onion, and similarly with this. And I usually cut away this center part which is hard to digest, that, and that can go in the blender. And start gently. And don't forget to wash your hands, so in case you touch your eyes. Wash my hands now. If they're nice and fine, just make them in the middle again and slightly more blend in. That looks good. Transfer that into a big mixing bowl. The reason for big, so you've got enough room to mix all the ingredients together. Take all the onions. Take out the fresh spinach. Check on the package if it's not washed, maybe a little bit of soil on them. Best to wash it and take all the soil away. Just swirl it up and down and drain the water. Then all that can go in a blender, maybe half at a time, because it would be too much to blend in one go. Just check if this is all blended nicely. Just stir in it from the corners all into the bowl. Maybe a couple of more spins, so nice and smooth finish. That looks really good, and take it out gently. But careful with the cutters, so don't touch it with your fingers, so they're sharp. And transfer the blended spinach into the mixing bowl where the onions are already there. Are we ready to mix it together? And next thing to add is a tablespoonful of salt, just a measure. And I'm mixing it with, and now the chilies can go in. So we put salt and fresh green chilies in there. Mix it all well. Then I'm going to season a little bit more with ajwain. I don't know what they call it in English. With just a spoonful of ajwain in there for the flavor. And now I'm going to mix the batter separately because it's going to be a bit lumpy. So you put the flour in the bowl to mix separately for the 12 to 15 pancakes. You need at least a pound or maybe half a kilogram of ground flour. That's about that much flour I need. I can go away. Then what I need is a whisk. This way, blend it with, just pour water in, small amount at a time. Then you have a look at the consistency. It's nice and runny batter mix. And that's a little bit hard, so pour more water in. It doesn't matter if you put too little water first, then you can always add more and more and get it all lump free. That's still too thick. We add a bit more water into that. And now I'm going to add half a teaspoonful of soda bicarb into my batter. And slightly more salt in this one as well. That's some salt. Pepper. Now keep on turning it until it's nice smooth paste. If we mix my ingredient all together in one go, then this won't come smooth. It's easier to mix separately the batter and then the vegetables. As you can see, it's coming smooth and small little lumps here and there. And it's still a bit too thick by the feel of it. So it should be a little bit thinner than that. Drop more water. And again, whisk vigorously to get rid of all the lumps. And transfer mixed batter into the mixing bowl. And I got the ladle ready to stir. There we go. And mix well. Nice, that looks lovely. So I'm going to use the same spoon to dish out into the pan to cook on the hob. At this stage, I would taste if there's enough salt, enough chili. I can add it into this now. With a small spoon, just dip in and just taste. A bit more salt. And half a spoon salt should be enough. Mix well. Oh, one more ingredient I like to put in is called anardana powder, which is pomegranate dried powder, and that gives you a little bit of sour, like a lemon, or you can add the fresh lemon juice, but I prefer this because it's nice and sharp. So it will be I approximate in it, it'll be good 2 tablespoonfuls of this. There we go. That's ready for cooking. So before I cook, I use in a small frying pan. 10-inch frying pan is ideal size, which is that one, non-stick. Because I don't fry, I'm just going to smear of olive oil, which I already got here, and just a smear of olive oil in there. and using a spatula to spread it around so it doesn't stick. Well, it's already non-stick, and anyway, so it helps to ease when it's cooked. So are you going to use a medium-sized burner? Because the pan is small, if I use a bigger burner, the edges will burn on my pancake. So I'm using a medium-sized burner and switch on my burner at the back. So before I put on a heat, I will turn to medium heat. Turn to medium heat. Cook it on a medium heat. Then put the batter in here, same ladle, and I would say 3 ladleful in there for a good 5 to 6 millimeter thick pancake. Then you got a fold up towel which you just tap gently like that so it spreads evenly in the pan, and then on a medium heat just cook and wait for it to cook, and cooking gently on a medium heat. When the bubbles appear in the pancake, then you know that don't turn it. It's very tempting to turn and stir and scrape. Don't, otherwise it will just goes into mush. Oh, it's cooking nice and gently now. You can see the color changing on the edges. That means it's cooking, and you will see the small holes are appearing now. That means it's still cooking. Don't turn it. Don't touch it until you can see. You can see the different color here and different color there. That means this side is cooked more than this side. When you see the holes are appearing, just turn to ease the edges of the pancake. There, they started to ease off. So using the thin edge of the spatula and just ease off. You can see my spatula going right round and ease from the pan all the way around. It will just give in once it's cooked. If it not cooked, don't force it, otherwise it goes into mush. Once it's nice and hard on one side cooked, then we put a smear of olive oil on this side and we flip it over. Yeah, it's nice and firm on one side now. Now we're going to put a bit of olive oil, just a smear. Then we just gently load it up onto the ladle and flip up and over, and also stir so the oil goes all the way around. And you can see it's nice and golden color coming up through there. We need to cook a little bit more on this side. I'll wait till I cook the other side a little bit more so it's nice and brown. I'm going to flip the other side now just to see if the other side is cooked like that. Oh, look at that, beautiful cook. And I'm going to cook a little bit more on that side so it's nice and golden and crispy. Not too crispy either, because otherwise it'd be too dry. Oh, look at that, it's coming up lovely. I cook the other side a couple of more minutes, and I get a plate ready to plate it up and just transfer it into my plate. Yeah, be careful, it'll be hot. Brilliant. And now I'm going to load up the next one. Before I load up the next one, I need to cool the pan. If I put that one straight away, it's hot pan. If we start cooking immediately, then it will stick. So to cool the pan, I'm going to go into the cold water tap in the sink at the back of the pan. Be careful, maybe hot water splashes, so be careful on your hands. And there we go, nice cold water, just to cool the temperature so it doesn't start cooking immediately when I load up my next pancake. Let's give it a little stir, and again 3 ladleful of my mixed batter, and a little gentle tap so it's all equally spread out, and then lay that, and back to the hob, which is medium heat, and cook the same again as I cooked the first time. Now we got our pancake ready to taste. I just move this batter out of the way. This is a freshly made tomato chutney with the coriander, and then you can just place that one on the side of the plate and give it a little bite. Yummy, love it, and I hope you like it too. and thank you for watching.